Hello everyone. So in today's video, we'll be looking into IRR, that is internal rate of return. So internal rate of return is a technique under your capital budgeting. In order to know internal rate of return, you need to be well versed in NPV, that is net present value. So now let's look into what is IRR. So internal rate of return is nothing but a rate. Rate is a percentage which you will be interpolating through trial and error method. You'll be assuming a IRR, a rate, and you will calculate your PV factor. When your PV is equal to your NPV, in such a case, your investment will become zero. Okay, so IRR is a rate of return which is earned by a project. It is rate at which the NPV of an investment is zero. So PV of the expected inflows. So inflows must be equal to your outflows. So when your PV factor of inflows and is equal to your cash outflow, that is your initial investment, your rate of return, which you're going to find out, is IRR. So the acceptance rule is that when IRR, internal rate of return, is greater than K, K denotes cost of capital. So IRR is greater than K, you will be accepting the proposal. In case IRR is lesser than cost of capital, you will reject the IRR. So now let's look into the calculations as to how you need to calculate. So you need to have two NPVs, one positive NPV, another negative NPV. Calculate two NPVs for the project at two different cost of capitals. I will be telling you how to choose your discount factors using the following formula to find IRR. So this is your formula for internal rate of return. So internal rate of return is equal to lower rate. So how you're going to remember your formula is that remember all your lower rates will be coming in the beginning. So lower rate plus NPV at a lower rate divided by NPV at a lower rate minus NPV at a higher rate into higher rate minus your lower rate. Okay, so this is my IRR formula. So according to the formula, what all do we need data? We need to calculate NPV at a lower rate and NPV at a higher rate and the discount factors which we'll be assuming. And you can assume whatever like the discount factors you need. So I'll be telling about that while calculating the sum. Next slide. So let's tell you have a proposal or a project, right? You'll be calculating your NPV, right? So in case you get a negative, depending upon the sum, in case you get a negative NPV, in such a case, whatever NPV you have assumed, whatever discount factor you have assumed, you'll be lowering the rate. Let me give you an example. In case you had assumed low discount factor has 5%. So your NPV is now negative. You need to get a positive NPV, right? You will lower your rate to 2%. Maybe you'll be reduce it by 2%. So it will be 3%. Okay. If you do that, you'll get a positive NPV. In case you have got a positive NPV, in such a case, you will be hiring your rate of return in order to get a negative NPV. So we need to interpolate, that is to trial and error method, a percentage which will give us a zero value. Okay, so we got a negative NPV and a positive NPV, right? So next I'll tell you how calculation. We'll look into a sum to understand it better. So calculate the IRR, internal rate of return of an investment of rupees 1,32,000, which yields the following cash inflows. So investment can be also called as outlay, or it may be project, proposals, anything. So this is the data that's given to me here, 1, 2, 3, 4 years, and my cash inflows are 40,000, 60,000, 30,000, and 40,000. Now let's look into the solution part. So yes, you have the years, right? And your cash inflows. Always remember, inflow minus your outflow, you'll be getting your NPV value. So now I need to assume a discount factor. So I'll assume 10% has my discount factor and see what NPV I'm getting, negative or a positive. In order to calculate a discount factor, your formula will be 1 divided by 1 plus R to the whole root n. So R will be my rate, that which one I'm assuming. So I'm assuming 10%, right? So I'll be putting there 1 divided by 1 plus 0.10 to the whole root n. N is number of years. So as you're calculating, your years will be changing, and this will be my discount factor at 10%. So after this, you'll have to calculate your present value. So it will be like cash flow into your discount factor 10%, right? So you'll be doing 40,000 into 0.90, 60,000 into a 0.823. You can take 3 decimal points, it's enough. and you'll be getting your cash, you'll be getting your present value of cash inflows. You're going to sum up that. When you add that, you're getting 1,35,770. And I told you inflows minus my outflows, right? How much was my investment? How much was my investment? My investment was 1,32,000, right? So you'll be minusing that. I'm getting now a positive NPV. So when you're getting a positive NPV, what you'll be doing? You will increase your discount factor. So it's better that you go by little. So we'll increase by 2 margins and check what NPV we are getting. So when I take my discount factor has 12%, you'll have to calculate in the same way. 1 divided by 1 plus R to the whole root n. R will be my 12%, right? So you'll be putting 0.12. N will be my number of years. When you do that, you'll be getting 0.893, 0.797, 0.12, 712, 0.636. After this, again, you'll be multiplying cash inflow into my discount factor 12%. So it'll be like 40,000 into 0.893, 60,000 into 0.797, 30,000 into 0.712, 40,000 into 0.636. Okay. So this will be my present value of cash inflows. So again, you will be summing up that. I'm getting 1,30,340, right? So what you'll be doing minus your outflow. How much was my outflow? 1,32,000, which was given in the question. When you do that, you're getting a negative NPV. So according to our formula, we needed a positive NPV and a negative NPV. We have got both. Right. So in case you're getting again a positive NPV, you'll again increase your discount factor to 14% or 13.5%. Okay. But in case both your NPVs you got negative, in such a case, you'll be lowering. Maybe I took discount factor as 10% and I got a negative NPV. In the next thing, I will take maybe 8% and still I get a negative NPV. So again, you will reduce by 2 margin to 6%. And then finally, you will arrive at a positive NPV. So remember, you'll need a positive NPV and a negative NPV. Now let's look into the substitution part. So yes, substituting the formula. So it's easy to remember, right? All your lower limits will be coming in the first. So lower limit plus NPV of the lower limit divided by NPV of the lower limit minus NPV at a higher rate into higher rate minus my lower rate. So IR is equals to lower rate. We took 10% and 12%, right? 10 is the least. So lower rate is 10 plus my positive NPV at a lower rate was 3,770 divided by NPV at my lower rate was 3,770 minus, make sure that you are considering that minus sign or else you might go wrong because we have a negative NPV, right? So NPV at a higher rate will be getting minus 1660. So it will be into brackets into higher rate was 12% and minus my lower rate has 10. You'll not be considering your percent, you'll be taking it as a number. And next step will be that you will first calculate your denominator. So minus into minus will become plus. So you will add up that and 12 minus 10, you'll simple, right? It's 2. Then you'll be doing, when you divide it and multiply by 2, you'll be getting 1.53. So finally, you will add 10 plus 1.53. So therefore, we have arrived at a solution. IRR is equals to 11.53. Okay, 52. So according to our introduction, what did I tell you? IRR should be such that our NPV of the investment must be 0, right? So when you use this IRR rate, this discount factor, your PV of inflows will be equal to your initial outlay. Okay, so we have added the solution. So thanks for watching the video. Please do stay home and stay safe. Thank you.